Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, back at the donor car. Time to put some fluids in here and start the car, flush some of the oil in the coolant system. And I noticed when I put this oil cap on the other day that it is not a Volvo oil cap. Heck, now I can't even get the thing off. It's on here so tight and crazy. Can't be too good. Anyway, I have a spare Volvo oil cap, so I'm going to put that on there. Heck, that might be good. But anyway, made in China. I'm going to replace that with the Volvo one. So let's get started, starting off by pouring some used oil in the engine and then opening up the drain to drain that right back out. Okay, I just poured about a gallon of oil in there that I got out of another 850 that was due an oil change. I'm not going to start the car, I'm just going to drain it out. I'm just trying to drain out anything that might be in the oil pan. So this is just a no start flush. So let me go ahead and drain this dirty oil back out. Okay, I drained that oil back out. And I took off the filter that's been on the car. I installed a filter that I got off a car that was used. It's got about 5,000 miles on it. But I'm going to leave it on there for about 5 minutes while the car runs. Then I'm going to change the oil in the filter again. So let me find some more used oil. At least 6 gallons and put it back in this car. Okay, I forgot that this top timing belt cover is tucked under the cam dust shield for the spark plugs, so I had to pull that back up to get that under there. And I was looking at the screws and I noticed that somebody has a piece of aluminum pulled out of the head on these screws. These screws only need to be snugged down on these covers. They're just dust covers. If you tighten them down too tight, you're destroying the sockets on the heads and stuff. So just snug those things down. And you can put anti-seize on them if you want. Next, I'm going to go ahead and flush this motor out, radiator and everything with tap water. I'm going to fill it up with tap water, drain it out, and then fill it up with tap water and start it. I really do not know why it overheated or if the problem with the overheating was ever fixed. But I suspect it was the heater core. I haven't checked that yet, but I have one ready to install just in case it is. So I'm going to add water, drain it out after it's filled, and then add water back and go ahead and start it up. I'm cleaning the used oil cap that I have for it now. It's sitting there on the ground soaking with the degreaser. Then I'll rinse it off and put the new seal on it and install it. I think it may be better off having a Volvo oil cap. Now this system will fill up 80 or 90% just by filling up this bottle. It burps very easy. You normally only have to top it off one time the next day. But after I flush it with this tap water, I'm going to flush it with a few gallons of distilled water. Then I'm going to add the coolant. Okay, just double check in, make sure everything looks good. All the hoses are tight. I got a clamp on that silicone hose there going to the idle valve. It's a tough one. I had to take everything loose to put the clamp on that, then put everything back together on this rest of this intake system. So I'm ready to fire it up. I haven't installed the serpentine belt yet. Not really worried about that. The car should start running for a few seconds without an alternator. So let me go ahead and prime the fuel system and fire it up. Well, not sure why, but the ignition switch is off of this car. Probably was testing something on my mom's car. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that back in and turn it over. As soon as I plug that in, I start getting the door chime, which is good. Let me go ahead and deactivate that. Okay, I'm going to prime the fuel system by turning the key on 3 times without starting the car. That's one. It's got a lot of gas in it. I don't know how long the gas has been in there, but if it looks bad, I might drain it. I bumped the starter on the second time, cut it off. I'm going to do that one more time. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and start it. Fired right up. I can hear the valves ticking a little bit. Let me go see if I got smoke. I had smoke. Yeah, I got a little bit of smoke because I put oil on top of those cylinders, so that's normal. Bleeding away there. Let's go listen to the motor. Got valves ticking, which is normal. They'll normally tick around for a few minutes. I got bubbles coming up in my coolant system because I don't have the cap on. Let me screw that on. And it seems to be running. Kind of quiet. Couple lifters ticking or whatever. So I'm gonna let this run about 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna drain the oil out and drain the coolant out. I got a battery light on since I don't have the alternator on. Normally I'm used to seeing more lights on than that. So let me go ahead and shut this down, drain the oil, change the filter, and drain the water out and change that. I see the driving lights are on. I can see my lights on in that car in front of me. So I'm going to get the screwdriver and cut those driving lights off. That'll drain the battery too. Now you can see I turned the driving lights off. I noticed my tensioner moved a lot and my timing belt has a lot of slack in it. So I'm going to retighten that tensioner there. I don't know why that happened. With that slack in that belt, it's probably a good thing I didn't rev the motor. So I'm going to go ahead and put that crank back on the timing mark and reset that tension and see where it ends up. Okay, when I rolled the timing around to put the timing back on the mark, the crank, the tensioner went back to a decent set position. So I'm going to let you see the timing marks again. That's the timing mark on the crank. Pretty much right on. That's the timing mark on the intake cam. So I can mark that with a whiteout if I wanted to. And then here's the timing mark on the exhaust cam. So those marks are on these cams. Somebody had several painted marks which were erroneous. You can see them down there, yellow marks. I'm going to brush those off with a wire brush. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up for today. I was about to put the serpentine belt on. I can't find it. So I might have installed that on another vehicle with all these vehicles I've been running around with, so I'll have to go get a serpentine belt. I also noticed when I was running the car for that short period of time, a lot of water leaked on the driver's side on the ground over here. So my guess is either this heater hose over here is leaking or this lower radiator hose. One or the other. I'll figure that out and get that fixed so that we can get the coolant problem fixed. And we'll stop by the salvage yard, get the bracket that goes here that holds these fuel lines in place. Also the bracket that goes down the back side of the motor to hold those fuel lines in place. So there's just a few knick-knack things I need to get and take care of. Then I'll replace that mount up there, and then we'll start driving this car around and get the new tires put on it maybe tomorrow, Monday at the latest. So thanks for watching, and we'll start detailing it probably Sunday. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.